Did you know that those McDonald's cards that you have sitting in your collection are actually worth a lot of money? Let's discuss McDonald's promos and the most expensive ones that you can actually find in your collection. Let's get digging. Welcome back to the channel, VMAT here. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining all the fun we have here. McDonald's cards. I mean, they're probably some of the most mass-produced Pokemon cards out there, but a lot of kids would either get them with a toy, so they would just kind of damage the cards over time, or they would just throw them out, whether it would be yard sales or just in the garbage. A lot of people didn't respect a lot of the cards, especially the older McDonald's promo cards, and some of those promos are worth surprisingly a lot of money, and we're going to discuss it in today's video. Let's go all the way back to some of the earlier Pokemon McDonald's sets, starting off here with McDonald's promos from 2011. Now, Oshawott, 4 out of 12, the foil version of this card is currently sitting at $3.39. You might say, that's all the way, that's like 12, 13 years ago. What's going on? That seems like it's pretty low for a promo of that value. Yes, actually, you'll see a few years from 2011, I guess the Pokemon company restricted the amount of cards, or they just got better promos, because you see some more expensive cards later in the list. Trust me. Yes, this card actually has taken a dip recently, but if you look at the 1 year trend here, it's actually been on the decline. 2011, they were a little bit more mass produced back then, and not a lot of good Pokemon in general, like Zora. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind this card personally. I actually still have mine from way back in the day, but as you can see, it's actually been on the rise in the past year. It dropped pretty low on August 7th to August 13th at about $2.50, but now it's sitting at $3.09. So now let's take a look at some McDonald's promos from the year 2012 with Drillbur here, 8 out of 12. This one, they actually have the McDonald's symbol on the side. Some years they do that, some years they don't do that. But as you can see here, $6.11 right now for its market price, and as you can see, it actually had quite a big drop. Actually, in May 22nd to like 28th, it was pretty high, about $8.22. Next up, let's take a look at another card from 2012, $5.81 right now for its market price. For its hollow foil market price, this is number 10 out of 12. It's got the McDonald's symbol there. It actually has been rising quite significantly in the past 3 months. If you look at the 1 year trend, its biggest price in the last year, it was around October 16th to the 22nd at about $6.07. Let's take a look at another McDonald's promo 2012 card, and this is Pignite. Beautiful card here. I remember actually grabbing this one as well. It also has the McDonald's promo on the side there. It's sitting at $5.58 right now for its market price. It actually dipped pretty low from January 25th to 27th at about $5.41. Look at the 1 year chart. It's actually been on the decline, but in general, a lot of Pokemon, in general right now, I feel like we're in a bit of a bear market for Pokemon. So expect that on a lot of cards, except for like really, really rare cards. From like the Platinum era and stuff like that. You might see those on the rise. So next card here is Axew, another 2012 Pokemon card, number 12 out of 12. And this one is sitting at $4.22 right now. If you look at the 1 year chart, it's another one of those Pokemon cards from McDonald's that has been on the decline. Still fairly expensive. I'd be happy finding a lot of these cards in like a bulk collection, especially if they're in mint condition, considering people probably didn't even take care of these cards, or they didn't even know that they're worth money. And that's what this video is all about today. I'm hoping that you guys can rediscover these cards, maybe find them in your collection, and maybe trade them for something that you really want, or you know what, maybe fill out that binder, start collecting them all. Next up here is another card, and we finally have a McDonald's promo from 2014 here, a Pikachu on the list, number 5 out of 12. Beautiful foiling on this, currently sitting at $16.46. If you look at the 1 year chart here, it's actually been relatively stable. It's had some drops, it's had some pops, but it's pretty much around the same price it was a year ago. Next up on the list is another 2014 promo card that's actually been on the rise in the past 3 months. It is Fennekin, number 3 out of 12, another one with the McDonald's promo on the side. So right now it's sitting at $6.69, and the last year it's been on the rise quite a lot. Actually started about 12 months ago at about $4.59, so it's been on the rise. It's actually went up by over $2. Next Pokemon card here is another 2014 card that's been on the rise. It's Snubbull, another one with beautiful foiling on this, number 8 out of 12. From 2014. Now, if you look at the 1 year chart on this is another Pokemon that has been on the rise, surprisingly. From 2014 onward, a lot of these Pokemon cards have had really good returns on the TCG player market. Now, here we go with Swirlex, 9 out of 12, another 2014 card that's sitting at over $5, $5.09, although it hasn't really had the same trajectory in the last 2 months as the other Pokemon from 2014. And also, as you can see, this one has actually been going down because it's a bit of an obscure Pokemon. It's not really a Pokemon a lot of people collect necessarily, not like Pikachu, which honestly holds the best value out of any Pokemon set, any sort of Pokemon set, sorry, I should say McDonald's Pokemon set. Any of the ones that came out with Pikachu on there, honestly, all of them are basically the most expensive versions of the cards in the McDonald's sets whenever Pikachu is in that set. Now, 6 out of 12 McDonald's promo 2015 here, $21.43 for its holofoil market price. If you look at the 1-year chart here, it actually has been on the decline. Its highest peak was actually June 19th to 25th at about $28.49. Next up here is Mudkip. 5 out of 12 from 2015. This card is currently sitting at $9.17 for its market price. If you look at the 1-year chart, it's actually been on the rise. A year ago, it was sitting at about $8.36, and it's been on the rise a lot, almost about $1 up since the last 12 months. So we have Torchic, 3 out of 12 McDonald's promo from the year 2015, currently sitting at around $8 for its holofoil market price. If you look at the 1-year chart here, it's actually had quite a bit of a drop, but as you can see, there's just not a lot of supply. So if someone lists it for a little bit less than the previous seller, it can have a substantial impact because it went from basically $24.95 all the way down, oh my god, to $3.50, and now it's sitting at about $8. So definitely very volatile, I will say, because there's just not a lot of people listing these type of cards on TCG Player. Next up, we have Lotad, 2 out of 12, another 2015 McDonald's promo, a little more of an obscure Pokemon. It's sitting at $5.87 for its holofoil market price. If you look at the 1-year chart, it actually is higher than it was 12 months ago. 12 months ago, sitting at $4.47. It went up to its highest point at about $7.18, and now it's sitting at $5.87. Next up here is Meryl, 10 out of 12, a little more of a popular Pokemon, definitely, sitting at $5.55 for its holofoil market price. If you look at the 1-year chart, it's been really on the rise. A year ago, sitting at $4.10, so it's went up by over $1.50, really. Next up is, finally, we're going back to Pikachu. Finally, 5 out of 12 from 2017, sitting at $14.72 for its holofoil market price. And then about January 13th to January 15th, it had a pretty high price point, about $15.16. You look at the 1-year chart here, it has actually risen a little bit from its previous high 12 months ago at $14.57. In the last 12 months, its highest point was $16.36, and that was from about July 17th to the 23rd. Next up here is another 2017 promo. We're not actually going past the year 2017 because all the other Pokemon cards, McDonald's from like 2018 onward, they're not really worth too much, maybe like $2, $3, maybe $4 in a rare case. So Cutiefly, number 10 out of 12 from 2017, sitting at $3.53 for its market price. If you look at the 1-year chart, it's dropped quite a lot actually, from $4.30 a year ago down to about $3.53, so not much of a drop, less than $1 actually. Grubbin is next here, 2 out of 12 for McDonald's promos of 2017, sitting at $3.19 right now for its holofoil market price. If you look at the 1-year chart here, it's actually been kind of on the drop. Pretty bad actually, but it is a very obscure Pokemon. 12 months ago, sitting at about $5.29, sitting at $3.19 right now. And now I wanted to show you guys some interesting cards. Check out this. This is crazy. So Gem Mint 10, it's out of stock right now. So the 2022 McDonald's Japanese promo in a 10 for PSA on a Troll and Toad was out of stock at about $3,000. That is actually wild. But as you can see, there's a lot of value, a lot of hidden value in these McDonald's promo cards. So I always like to keep a few packs sealed. I also try to collect every McDonald's set, at least from the 2019, 2018 onward. And whenever I'm buying bulk lots, I'm always separating the McDonald's cards and putting them in my binder because honestly, they're going to be something I think is going to be very collectible and sought after in the future because a lot of kids just throw them out. You know, they're more for young kids, so they just throw them out. They don't really think about the value of them. And honestly, that's what the point of this video was. And I really hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, leave a like down below and also subscribe if you are new to the channel. With that being said, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care.